Hi everyone, it's Elicia Woodford, the Detox Advisor, and welcome to my video course, Detox 101. And I will be going over with you the steps outlined in my ebook, Detox 101, 5 steps to design your personal detox plan. And if you don't have the book, pause and go to my website, thedetoxadvisor.com. Top right hand corner, you can download the PDF for free just by signing up for the newsletter. And before I go into the steps with you, I think it's important for you to know my personal story, and you'll understand from that why I wrote the book. The video before this, Intro to Detox 101, I shared with you what detox means to me. And detox means to me an act of self-love, of consciously choosing things that are acts of self-love and releasing the things that are harmful and that have accumulated over your lifetime. And that is the detoxification process. So the concept is very broad. Detox, most people think of as a juice cleanse, cleaning the colon, and those are detoxes. Our body's always attempting to cleanse itself. If we lived naturally, we wouldn't need to do detoxes. But since we have moved so far away from our natural state of being and eating, that our bodies are filled up with congestion and toxins and stress. So it's up to us to assist the body in releasing all of that. Now, it's not about just doing a detox. Personally, I have so much experience with detox because it's my passion. It's why I do what I do. It's just my purpose, and I connected to my purpose at a very young age. When I was a teenager in college, I was fascinated, and it just made sense to me. So I started doing fasts and juice fasts and master cleanse and colonics and herbs, and I was doing detoxes, but I was still living a toxic life. So doing detoxes is not what cleans your body. It's a part of the process, but the process begins with these steps. And so what I used to do and what I see other people do is just jumping into detoxes without knowing what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what is causing your symptoms that you're hoping that the detox will help correct or alleviate. So the awareness piece is what I find is missing, and it's a big industry out there. I spent 2.5 years in Thailand working in detox retreats. I researched 20 different detox retreats, fascinated by what they were doing, or if they were doing anything, and what the differences were. And at the end of the day, what I saw was that people were just going for a quick fix to lose weight and to feel better about their toxic way of life. So I was supporting people throughout that process with awareness, with journaling, and that's what I use with all of my clients, of really helping each person to connect with why. Because of my personal experience, and I know that's where it begins, because that's what works. Is when you set your intention on why you're doing what you're doing, and you know where you're going, then you'll be able to discover the steps to get there. But just doing something without knowing why you're doing it is not going to make a lasting change for you. So I had been doing detoxes for like 17 years, everything I could get my hands on. And I discovered during that process that I was, my body was communicating to me that I was very imbalanced, and I was still doing cleanses, and I would have a chronic symptom that I would go to the doctor every month for 2 years with an imbalance in my bacteria, and the doctor just kept on giving me antibiotics, and that's when I said, what is causing this? So the first thing is to always listen to your body and ask, what is causing this? And that's the piece that doctors aren't connecting with, and they're treating symptoms. So treating symptoms is not going to correct your condition. So I knew at that age, it was 15 years ago, that something was causing it. And so I went on my own investigation and started reading, and I read the yeast connection back then and connected, oh, it's what I'm eating that's feeding my symptoms. And so I eliminated bread and beer, which was the main staple of my diet back then. And my symptoms subsided, but I wasn't correcting my condition because I didn't really commit fully to the diet, and I didn't really have support of talking to anyone that told me what it took. So I kept on feeding my condition throughout the years. Even though I was constantly doing detoxes, I was still creating a toxic environment and an imbalance in my body through my choices. I was still taking birth control pills and drinking tequila and red wine and all kinds of emotional repressed stress as well. And I was not listening to myself, and I was making misaligned choices. So then I'm in Thailand, and I finally connected with the fact that I had developed a systemic candida condition. And even though I had been detoxing most of my life, I then decided, okay, I am going to heal my body. And so the first step was becoming aware of and listening to my body of, I had foggy brain, and that was, I guess that was my strongest symptom that made me say, I am ready. What will it take to think clearly? So I began with keeping that in mind. I will do anything to think clearly. I had foggy brain for so long, it just became normal. I thought it was normal, or I didn't think that it was something that I was doing. I just thought that's who I was, that I couldn't finish sentences. I would be talking to my friends and just always say, what was I saying? And just not realizing that's a symptom. So the first step in the book is to listen to your body and know your why. My why was, I will do anything to think clearly. I had tons of other symptoms, but that was my strongest one. And then my vision was, I want to have energy. I had very low energy, poor digestion. There was all kinds of different things going on, and congestion in my body. There was skin eruptions, and so I started journaling and listing my symptoms, listening to my body, and then I started listing and writing out my vision, what I wanted to feel like and look like and think like. And so that is the first step in the book, because then from that point on, instead of feeding my condition, I then said, okay, if I choose this, my foggy brain's going to get worse. So my why helped me stay committed to my personal detox. And it is a personal approach to detox, and it's not a 2-week cleanse. It's very personal depending on your condition, your what your cause is, and what it's going to take for you to get to your vision. So I'm going to stop the video here and dedicate the next one just for the first step to walk you through it. And that's my story began there, and that's why I begin with the first step is your why is your motivation, and listening to your body and listing your symptoms. So many people, including myself, don't realize they have symptoms, and it's your body's way of communicating to you. And I'll go more into that. So listen to your body. It's crying out for your help.